and welcome. This is NTA Nationwide. We're live in Abuja. Let's start with the report on the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, which has presented its 90-day regulatory reform accelerator action plan aimed at improving Nigeria's business environment. Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event restated commitment to deliver the dual mandate of bureaucratic and legislative constraints on ease of doing business in Nigeria. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports, but it will come in a subsequent bulletin. The Senate Committee on Agriculture and Rural Development has received a draft bill on agricultural extension aimed at strengthening food production in the country. The bill was drafted by key players in the agricultural sector under the umbrella of the Women Farmers Advancement Network. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
The bill was drafted based on concerns over the neglect of agricultural extension services in the country. It has been established that Nigeria is among the countries with the lowest population of agricultural extension workers. Salamatu Garba, who championed the documentation of the draft bill, said that if passed into law, all the challenges associated with the farmers' output will be addressed. She presented the draft bill to the chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Produce and Rural Development, Saliu Mustafa.
Backed up by the Federal Department of Agric Extension, we are backed up by Ministry of Justice, we are backed up by all the legal bodies and all the departments that are supposed to be part of this journey. So we see it as a business that is completed by the grace of God.
Senator Saliu Mustafa assured stakeholders in the agricultural sector of the speedy passage of the Agricultural Extension Revitalization Bill into law. He said that his team would quickly look at the bill, make necessary adjustment, and proceed with the reading on the floor of the Senate, subsequent passage, and presidential assent.
Some of my team members, I don't think we will have anything again to waste time on. So it will just be for us to see how we can quickly move into action in making sure that the bill is being taken to the floor, and to now see how we will get the president to assent to it.
Between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security.
Director of the Field Extension Services of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Olumi Ayodele, said expectations of the ministry, particularly the Department of Agriculture Extension, is that the agricultural extension delivery system in Nigeria will be strengthened. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
To education matters now, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has released the results of candidates who participated in the Supplementary Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination conducted between Friday 21st and Saturday 22nd of June 2024. The supplementary examination was conducted for 28,835 candidates who were unable to biometrically verified during the May 2024 UTME. A statement by JAMB's Head of Public Affairs, Fabian Benjamin, says the other category of candidates were those suspected to have been involved in examination malpractices during the main UTME, but were given a second chance to write the examination. The statement also urged candidates to desist from soliciting score upgrade from fraudsters or engage in the mutilation of their result sheets while trying to generate fake result sheets with higher scores. And in continuation of the nationwide groundbreaking exercise for housing projects under the renewed Hope Cities and Estate programs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Engiwa, has performed the groundbreaking ceremony for 250 housing units in Abia State. Ifeoma Ndo Okoli reports that the housing project is situated at Bende local government area of the state.
The renewed Hope Cities and Estates program of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu aims to address social inequality by providing a broad range of affordable housing units. According to the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, during the groundbreaking ceremony, the housing units comprises 50 units of one-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, 150 units of two-bedroom semi-detached bungalows, as well as 50 units of three-bedroom semi-detached bungalows. The minister, while noting that the housing units were designed to enable future expansion, urged the developers to build according to specifications.
We have created different options to enable everyone who has a source of income and livelihood to own these homes when they are completed. This includes single-digit mortgage loans that beneficiaries can repay over 30 years and rent-to-own schemes provided by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria here in Abuja State. And outright purchase options are also there, or installmental payment for those who can afford to pay upfront.
Abuja State Governor Alex Oti, who was represented by his deputy at the event, commended the initiative of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, which he noted will bring relief to civil servants and boost the economy.
Our huge thanks goes to Mr. President. Tell him the Executive Governor of Abuja State is way more than thankful, and we are very much ready for more federal presence in Abuja State to give you more lands to come and have the federal government presence, because no other person will work there if not Abians. And we are trying as much as possible to create that ease of doing business in the state.
The project is expected to be completed within 3 months. In Umuahia, Ifeoma Ndu-Okolie, NTA News.
The need to upscale direct intervention towards childhood psychology to build their confidence as part of efforts at drug prevention has been echoed on Good Morning Nigeria. Guests on the program believe this is critical to eliminating major push factors stemming from misconceptions about drugs. Lydia Samson reports.
Determined to ensure drug abuse prevention, Safer Families, launched by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLE), is attacking drug usage from the roots with testing kits for early detection. Similarly, armed with state-of-the-art equipment, there is no escape for drug barons and traffickers.
Prevention is not just for the family. It's not just for the NDLE alone. Our government is for everybody, including the family sector. And what we launched recently, which is Safer Families, and other preventive actions put in place to ensure that we have families with drug testing kits at home. And what that means, if you suspect any member of the family that is using drug, you can actually conduct a simple test. And the essence is to see who is using drugs, to enable that person come out of it. You win that person immediately before it gets to dependency stage.
The drug use also has a relationship to cultism and gangsterism.
As the NDLA scale of prevention, experts are urging the public to stop stigmatizing persons battling drug addiction, but treat them as patients who need care and treatment.
We must shift our mind from this person is doing this intentionally, it's his fault, he knows what he's doing. And then, of course, the journalist, as was rightly mentioned, the journalist must begin to, spread the message in the light of reforming the perception of rehabilitation programs. People feel that rehab care programs are punishment programs for wrongdoing. It's not so.
Let's look at substance use using the disease model or the medical model, not the moral model, because these substance users are victims. So we need to support them, we need to stop the stigma.
They are unanimous that with greater understanding of health implications and other negative implications of drug abuse, most users will have a rethink and with the right support, stop abusing drugs. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Time now to bring in Asmau Habibu Shagari from our Sokoto Network Center for more on Nationwide.
Many thanks, Jumai. Good evening and welcome to Sokoto on Nationwide. One of the measures taken by the federal government and the international partners to tackle the lingering farmer-herder conflict in the country is through introduction of the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Program, LPRES, for sustainable peace in the country. To this end, the national coordinator of the program, Sanusi Abubakar, embarks on an assessment tour to Sokoto State to ascertain the level of implementation of the program. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
The Livestock Resilience and Productivity LPRES project is a critical component of sustainable agriculture and food security aimed at improving animals' productivity and promote sustainable livestock production practice in Nigeria. The 6-year project is also designed to mitigate farmer-herder conflict in the country. Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is saddled with the responsibility of implementation of the program with the support of the World Bank. Perhaps this is the more reason for the World Bank delegation's visit to Sokoto State to inspect the Ministry of Animal Health and Fisheries Development, veterinary clinic, modern abattoir and farm center among others, to assess the level of implementation of the program in Sokoto State.
We are here to check for the implementation stage because Sokoto have passed the level of preparedness. They are already in stage 2 of this project.
Our brand, our chicks that we're hatching, they are very acceptable by people all over our zone, including our neighboring country like Niger.
In their separate remarks, stakeholders underscore the significance of the program, noting that if sustained, it will provide sources of income, job opportunities, and ensure food security, as well as foster cooperation between farmers and herders in the country. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
And now
the lives
Zamfara, as part of efforts to improve healthcare delivery in Zamfara State, Governor Dauda Lawal has approved the upgrading of Ahmad Sani Yeriman Bakura Specialist Hospital Gusau to the status of a teaching hospital for Zamfara State University. This followed award of contract for the expansion and remodeling of the health facility as the governor commissions more projects to mark his 1-year anniversary in office. Correspondent Haliru Muhammad has the details.
Ahmad Sani Yeriman Bakura Specialist Hospital Gusau is the only state-owned tertiary health institution in Zamfara named after the first civilian governor of the state. The hospital was established to offer specialized medical care involving complex procedures and treatments, providing residency training for healthcare professionals, and conducting researches in various medical fields, among others. To upgrade the hospital to a teaching facility under the Zamfara State University, the state governor Dauda Lawal awarded contract for its remodeling and equipping to provide effective healthcare services across the state and beyond. The project, according to the governor, involves construction of new structures, renovation of existing ones, and equipping laboratories, among others.
The hospital lacks adequate laboratory facilities, which hinders the staff ability to carry out essential diagnostic procedure effectively.
The contract for the expansion of the hospital, which was awarded by the governor as part of activities marking his first-year anniversary in office, is billed to be completed in 6 months. Meanwhile, the former governor of Bauchi State, Ahmad Adamu Ma'azu, has commissioned some township roads reconstructed in Gusau by the Governor Dauda Lawal-led administration within 1 year in office.
I'm very happy. I'm very proud the way and manner you have discharged your duty. But this does not come to me as a surprise.
Commissioning of the roads is one of the activities marking the second phase of celebration of the 1-year anniversary of Governor Dauda Lawal in office. In Gusau, Halir Muhammad, NTA News.
And that is our contribution from Sokoto. Is back to Jumai in Abuja for the continuation of the news.
You're watching NTA Nationwide. The Federal Capital Territory Area Council election for chairman and councillors was conducted in February 2022, and 2 weeks later, former President Buhari assented to the 2022 Electoral Act, where the new act reviewed the tenure of the chairman and councillors from 3 to 4 years. However, this amendment in the tenure has generated reactions from political parties, legal firms and civil society groups, and for the Inter-Party Advisory Council. There is need for clarification.
To the Commission for first-hand information about the state of the status of the tenure of the elected officials in FCT, and that is why we are here.
In the exercise of its powers as the lawmaking body for the Federal Capital Territory, the National Assembly extended the tenure of the area councils from 3 to 4 years, thereby aligning it with executive and legislative elections nationwide. This is one of the important provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. The Act came into force on Friday, 25th February 2022, 2 weeks after the last area council elections in the FCT. By the time the elected chairman and councillors were sworn in 4 months later, on 14th June 2022, they took their oath of allegiance and oath of office on the basis of the new Electoral Act, the Electoral Act 2022, which provides for a 4-year tenure. Consequently, their tenure expires in June 2026.
With the 2022 Electoral Act, the FCT Area Council elections will come up 2026, and INEC says it is too early to release a timetable. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has inaugurated its National Campaign Council for the upcoming Edo and Ondo State governorship elections. Correspondent Timothy Yusuf reports that the Edo State governorship election is slated for September 21st, 2024, while Ondo is fixed for November 16, 2024.
The 148-member PDP National Campaign Council for the September 21 governorship election in Edo State is headed by the governor of Adamawa State, Amadu Fintiri, while the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, is chairman of the 177-member PDP National Campaign Council for the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State. Governor Ademola Adeleke was represented by his deputy, Kola Adewusi, at the inauguration ceremony.
We are going to put everything within our reach to ensure that we deliver our candidate in Edo and Ondo.
Acting National Chairman of the PDP, Umar Damagum, and other party leaders expressed confidence in the ability of the two national campaign councils in leading the candidates to victory.
We'll give you all the support and we'll be there for you. Edo is already ours. It will remain PDP. Ondo will be for us to take.
Private sector expert Aswe Igodalo is PDP candidate for Edo State, while former Deputy Governor Agbola Alfred Ajayi is the party candidate in Ondo State. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Still in politics, the roles and contributions of women in nation building is crucial and impactful to any society. However, the conversation on upscaling actions to amplify and deepen commitment remains on the front burner of the global discourse. These perhaps account for the intentional efforts towards engendering an inclusive society that will accelerate national growth and cohesion by the APC Women's Alliance Coalition. Momso Damien Deti has more on that.
The launch brought together various women's groups from across Nigeria at the Mariam Babangida Center for Women Development. The aim is to create an umbrella body for APC women to collaborate on key issues, add value to governance, and improve their livelihoods.
The national woman leader, my boss, Dr. Pastor Mary Alile, has deemed it fit to be able to hear from the women how they are faring as women politicians, how they are supported, and is there anything that she can do to assist them to the climax of their interests. We are looking at challenges that does not make women climax in politics. We are also looking at the way forward. What are the things we should be doing to give us that financial leverage to be able to raise our shoulder and forge on.
We have the empowerment. We want to bring in fight for women to be included in governance. That's very important.
The energy and synergy at the event demonstrates a collective responsibility for setting the gender agenda, which could attract support from development stakeholders for a better Nigeria. Momso Damien Dati, NTA News.
Now, in a bid to revolutionize the economic landscape of Katsina State, Vice President Kashim Shettima has inaugurated a remodeled industrial development center, a shared facility, and flagged off the first clinics and fair in the country. In the state, the initiative, spearheaded by the Dikorada administration, is set to provide a much-needed impetus to the growth and development of small and medium enterprises in the state. Awal Haliru has the report.
The remodeled Industrial Development Center located in Katsina City is a state-of-the-art facility designed to support SMEs in the state. The center offers training facilities, mentorship programs, and access to funding opportunities. Vice President Kashim Shettima represented emphasized the importance of SMEs in driving economic growth and development, urging private sector to partner with government for entrepreneurship and job creation.
It is indeed heartwarming to come across a state that understands the critical nature and impact of MSMEs to the local economy and the positive impact that they have on job creation and value addition to the agricultural sector, which is the mainstay of Katsina and other neighboring states.
The Katsina Clinics and Fair, inaugurated alongside the center, brings together industry experts, policymakers, and SMEs to share knowledge and resources.
The purpose of remodeling the IDC with a functional share facility center is to reiterate our commitment to fostering an environment where macro, small, and medium enterprises and local artisans can thrive. This center has now been equipped with modern tools and machinery that are often beyond financial reach of individual artisans.
The inauguration is expected to significantly impact on the state's economy, creating jobs and driving growth. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Perennial flooding occasioned by rains and man-made factors have continued to be a source of worry, as yearly government and critical stakeholders make concerted efforts to address the situation in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. Downpour and blockage of drainage channels have further increased incidents of flooding, which has destroyed property and rendered many homeless. As the rainy season intensifies, the state government on its part is putting measures to curtail the situation, as experts have called for long-term measures to mitigate incidents of flooding.
The federal government, through the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, had predicted that 148 local government areas across 31 states in the country risk flooding during the 2024 wet season. Benue State is one of the states to be affected by flooding this year with dire consequences. With the appellation Food Basket of the Nation, the food risks in the year 2024 will be on a higher level, as the rainy season has already started experiencing flash flooding in most parts of the state. For instance, in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, residents are counting their losses as houses are witnessing flooding, property destroyed due to downpour that occurred few weeks ago.
We have not got where to stay. We only go and beg those who are house, they run our vacancies.
However, the current administration of Governor Hyacinthe Alia has risen to the challenge, as no fewer than 16 roads have been constructed within the state capital. The Ministry for Water Resources, Environment and Climate Change and that of Works, Housing and Urban Development say they are collaborating to tackle perennial flooding in the state. Experts say government must put in place long-term strategies to curtail flooding and call for proper sensitization of the public on the dangers of flooding.
We are experiencing is combination of environmental changes and then the climate change, which is also part of the environment, because of the deforestation and urbanization taking place within the River Benue river basin.
The State Emergency Management Agency says while it is collecting data of all those affected to be provided with relief materials, it has, however, called on the people to move to safer places. In Makurdi, Teena, Uma, NTA News.
Okay, let's now join Turner Umar for update on the efforts by the State Emergency Management Agency, what they are doing, to relocate those affected by the flood to safer grounds. Tema, let's get an update from you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jumai. I'm at the new garage area situated in Makurdi, the Benue State capital. Though today the weather looks sunny, and that's why you can see maybe I'm sweating a little, but as at 2-3 weeks back, 2 to 3 days back, this place where I'm standing was flooded with water. This is because Makurdi, the Benue State capital, has been having challenges of flooding due to 3 factors. The first factor is attributed to the release of water from the Lagdo Dam by the Cameroonian authorities, which occurs every 10 years. The water from the Lagdo Dam by the Cameroonian authorities was released in the year 2012, and it was also released in the year 2022. And whenever water is released from the Lagdo Dam by the Cameroonian authorities, Makurdi is flooded. Secondly, Makurdi, the Benue State capital, has a marshy topography due to the fact that we are just by the bank of the river Benue. And of course, whenever there's a serious downpour, the state capital witnesses flooding. And thirdly, one of the major challenges confronting the state government in mitigating flooding in the state has to do with the man-made factor, which has to do with the blockage of the drainage channels by the individuals and also people building on drainage channels. Of course, you are aware that Makurdi is witnessing a population explosion due to the fact that many people have left other places due to security challenges and have come to Makurdi to stay. And also, people are migrating from the rural communities to come to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, to look for a living, to see how they can survive. And of course, due to the large population explosion, the land is not available as it is again. The land developers have built houses on drainage channels, and this is causing so much flooding. So whenever there's a downpour, the water cannot move freely, and of course, it goes into people's houses. Now, the Benue State government, under the leadership of Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, upon his administration and takeover on the 29th of May 2023, embarked on rehabilitation and construction of none fewer than 16 roads. Also, he has earmarked some drainage channels to be constructed within Makurdi metropolis. And as you can see right now, if you go around the Makurdi metropolis, work is ongoing, and to an extent it has mitigated flooding. But one other challenge again has to do with the officials of the Urban Development Board going now to ensure that those who have built on the drainage channels, they break it up. And as we speak currently, as I'm talking to you right now, Jumai, officials of the Urban Development Board in Benue State have formed a task force team, and they are going around Makurdi town to ensure that any land developer that develops his property on a drainage channel, the land is demolished immediately. On the side of the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, the Executive Secretary, Mr. James Yopu, said they are collecting data of all those that have been affected. Makurdi local government area has 12 council wards, and data is ongoing to know the number of families that are affected within these 12 council wards, not just Makurdi metropolis alone. Other places like Agatu local government area and Apal local government area and Otuku and other local government areas that have been affected by this flood, the State Emergency Management Agency is going around collecting data to know the families that have been affected, and thereafter relief materials will be presented to them. As at last year, the State Emergency Management Agency had earlier done so, and they are optimistic that this year too will not be an exception. That's the situation right now from Makurdi, Jumai.
Okay, thank you so much, Thena, for that update, and I'm sure if all measures are put in place correctly, Benue State will have a stress-free rainy season. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
The federal government has reiterated commitment in partnering with development partners to chart a climate-resilient path for the country's water, sanitation and hygiene sector. This was the decision reached at a 3-day national workshop gathered to develop the climate risk analysis and action plan for the sector held in Abuja. Usman Zubairu has more.
Positively to wash service. This workshop on climate risk analysis and action plan aimed to tackle the challenges ahead on providing comprehensive framework for assessing climate impact across the geopolitical zones.
In Nigeria today, majority of households are already faced with limited access to good quality wash services, with only 10% having access to basic wash services and about 23% lacking access basic water supply, according to the 2021 Wash Norm report.
Director Hydrology, Minister Water Resources and Sanitation Mukela Babarindi said the workshop has assessed Nigeria's current climate conditions across geopolitical zones and proposed innovative solutions to enhance water, sanitation and hygiene.
Increased frequency, duration and intensity of floods, especially in the south, has significant effects on water quality, sanitation and waste management, increasing the speed of waterborne diseases, especially among children.
UNICEF Wash Manager Charinjabi Tarawani explained that majority of households in the country already faced with challenges with limited access to quality water services, underscoring the timeless of collaborative effort to change the narrative. Willing messages were delivered by representatives of development partners, urging collective action to protect those most affected. In Abuja, Usman's Web, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu received the news of the fire incident which affected sections of Karo Market in the Federal Capital Territory with deep sadness. On Thursday evening, fire ripped through a swath of the market, destroying property and other valuables. President Tinubu extends his heartfelt sympathies to all the traders affected by this distressing incident and assures them of his administration's full support. The president urges caution and adherence to essential safety measures to prevent fire outbreaks and other incidents. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates Ridwan, a renewable energy expert, on winning the 2024 Prince Trust Global Sustainability Award. Mr. Abdulrazak was honored for his accomplishment in advancing solar energy system design and deployment in Nigeria, especially in off-grid rural communities. President Tinubu commends the Nigerian Green Solution pace-setter, stating that Abdulrazak's achievements reinforce the long-held conviction that Nigeria's climate goals and his administration's green industrial visions are realizable with the active participation of the nation's gifted youths. The president affirms that Nigeria can lead Africa and even the rest of the world in science, technology, and other spheres of human pursuits with the composite ingenuity of the youth. President Tinubu enjoins Nigerians not to relent in applying their talents in any given area, as his administration remains committed to providing support for citizens to realize their dreams. And building bridges and exploring new frontiers, the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Investigators of Nigeria and the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities visited the Nigerian Television Authority management, exploring opportunities for growth and development. Gufan Shaji Ngwanyi reports.
The Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Investigators of Nigeria delegation, led by their pioneer president and chairman governing council, Dr. Gashin Baki, discussed potential partnerships with the management of the Nigerian Television Authority on forensic training and capacity building, aimed at enhancing the organization's forensic capabilities.
So we are a multidisciplinary and multi-sectorial professional body. We are specifically here, one, to introduce ourselves, and secondly, to also graciously request NTA to partner with us.
I want to formally, on behalf of the DG, intimate to you that NTA readiness to collaborate with our institute on this lofty idea of fighting the canker of fraud and corruption in Nigeria, and also training of our staff to acquire requisite knowledge in these special areas. We will definitely enter into partnership with the institute.
Meanwhile, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Muhammad Abba Isa, while appreciating the management of the Nigerian Television Authority for inclusive programming on persons with disabilities, also introduced the Beyond Disability Project, which is aimed at harnessing talents of persons with disabilities in Nigeria.
The Beyond Disability Project is an initiative of the presidency aimed at empowering persons with disability through talent development, education support program, and inclusive access and advocacy on the right and privilege of persons with disability in Nigeria.
This is honestly a plus, for this country. And it goes to show the passion with which Mr. President wants to implement his renewed hope agenda to encompass everybody in every sector, of our society without leaving anyone out.
It is hoped that these partnerships will not only enhance forensic capabilities, but also ensure that NTA's programming is inclusive and accessible to all Nigerians. In Abuja, Gufan Shaj Ugwanyi, NTA.
Let's join Salamatu Lukman Muhammad in Kaduna for more on Nationwide. Hello, Salamatu. Salamatu.
Welcome to Kaduna. The Kaduna State government will strengthen partnership with development partners to enhance vegetable farming in the state. The Kaduna State Deputy Governor Hadiza Balarabe at the stakeholders engagement of Nigeria says the collaboration is expected to bring the essential expertise, resources and technology that can enhance the local farming practices of vegetables in the state, known for its diverse crop production. Muhammad Marajingi reports.
Is blessed with different vegetable products, many of which can even grow in plastic pots. The stakeholders in the agricultural sector converge under the Sustainable Development Goals SDG project to discuss the success stories of transforming Nigeria's vegetable market so far.
The project so far have trained more than 200 agro-input dealers in Kaduna and Kano State by ensuring that these agro-dealers are equipped with knowledge.
Their discussions highlighted the introduction of technology to address the challenges of low productivity among smallholder farmers, innovative cultivation methods including container gardening, which has now made vegetable farming more accessible and efficient, particularly in Kaduna and Kano State, where more than 136,200 farmers directly benefited from the SDGs Project 1.
For far too long, our agricultural sector, particularly vegetable farming, has faced numerous challenges, including outdated techniques, inadequate infrastructure, limited access to markets, and the impact of climate change. The Transforming Nigeria Vegetable Market Project is a timely intervention, and it is in tandem with our state's commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals.
It is remarkable, for us now to borrow the expertise and experiences of, other people in other climes, and introduce into our communities and see how we can grow our economy.
The stakeholders said these efforts are not only enhancing food security in Nigeria, but also driving economic growth and sustainability. In Kaduna,
Away from vegetable farming, the House Committee on Health has encouraged Nigerians to take advantage of improved health service delivery in the country, as the 10th Assembly is committed to ensuring that all federal government hospitals become centers of attraction to all categories of Nigerians. Chairman of the committee, Amos Gwamna Magaji, gave the encouragement when he led the members of the committee on an oversight function at Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Shika. Suraj Abdullahi tells us more.
Oversight function is one of the key roles of the members of the legislature to ensure that appropriations properly expended as captured within the fiscal year. Hence, this oversight function visit of the House of Representatives Committee on Health to Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Shika. conducted around the facilities at the hospital. Chairman of the committee, Amos Governor Magaji, alongside other members of the committee, commended the efforts of the government and management of the hospital, emphasizing that the National Assembly will continue to provide all the necessary support to make the hospital a world-class health facility.
And we have also looked into the radiology department, and there are MRI and CT scan machine here, which is recommendable. We've been to many of the teaching hospitals that they don't even have some of this equipment to use. And so we're encouraging Nigerians near and far to take advantage of some of the equipment we have here, and it's cheaper for them. Here we have qualified medical professionals that they don't need to travel anywhere. They've gone around and they've seen our challenges, and these challenges are the things that they are going to take back, and then we will liaise with them and see how we can improve healthcare delivery in Nigeria.
Earlier, the committee interfaced with the management and union leaders with a view to identifying challenges and better ways to improve their relationship, and also for an efficient service delivery. From Zaria, Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
You're welcome back. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Benue State Command, says it is on the trail of the notorious syndicate specialized in vandalizing electric transformers in Otukpo and its environs. Public Relations Officer of the command, Superintendent of Corps Michael Ejeleku, disclosed this to correspondent Blessing Omache in an exclusive interview.
Over the weekend, news broke out of a transformer vandal who was electrocuted in Otukpo while trying to vandalize a transformer. The suspect, identified as Inalegu Elias, aka Major, was found dangling on the electricity transformer situated by the CBT Center opposite Beko Fuel Station, Otukpo, early hours of Saturday. Confirming the development, Public Relations Officer, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Benue State Command, Superintendent of Corps Michael Ejeleku says operatives of the command got the information and acted promptly.
We have information. He's not the only person who attended to vandalize that transformer. The state commandant, Commandant Yakubu Ibrahim, has given a marching order to our team stationed in Otukpo, especially the anti-vandal squad, to go after the rest syndicate members, and we will know with time we are going to get them arrested and they will face the full wrath of the law.
SC Ejeleku warned that the command will not tolerate the activities of vandals in the state and will continue to track down criminals.
Over time in Benue has spread our dragnet in the hunt for these vandals. Not just electric cables, we are dealing with the issues of rail vandalism, we are dealing with the issues of NPC vandalism, and the command have made several arrests, and we will continue to do our job diligently in the protection of critical national assets.
Investigation is ongoing to arrest other members of the syndicate. In Makudi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, on her 63rd birthday. The President eulogized her for the outstanding leadership qualities and contributions to nation building, and noted that she remains a leading voice in the advocacy for environment, education and sustainable development goals. He commended Amina Mohammed for her tireless service to the nation and describes her as a fine example of Nigerian excellence and a worthy model for both men and women globally. He prays God to bless her with long life and good health. Sport update is next.
All is now set for Saturday's grand finale of the President Federations Cup at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos. In the women's final, to be played by 1 p.m., Niger Rentals of Abuja will take on 8-time champions Rivers Angels of Port Harcourt, while in the men's final, it will be El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri, which will take on Abia Warriors of Umuahia by 4 p.m. Minister of Sports Development John Eno is expected to join other eminent personalities at the finals. In volleyball, Nigeria has emerged champions of the 2024 Africa Under-19 Girls Beach Volleyball Championship, which ended Thursday in Morocco. The pair of Elizabeth Mba and Pamela Bawa defeated the Moroccan ladies 2-0 in the final to emerge champions. The team also qualified for the 2024 FIFVB Under-19 Beach Volleyball Championship in China later in the year. The boys team, however, won bronze at the Africa Under-19 Beach Volleyball Championship in Côte d'Ivoire after beating Congo 2-0 in the third place match. In wrestling, ahead of the Olympic Games in Paris, the Nigerian Wrestling Federation says the foreign camping exercise for wrestlers preparing for the Olympic Games will begin on Monday in Germany. President of the Federation, Daniel Egali, revealed that the training will follow the local one ongoing in Bayelsa State. The wrestlers have been in camp for 2 weeks already, with the training going on as scheduled, with 5 Olympic-bound wrestlers and training partners. Daniel Egali also disclosed that they're expected to camp in Germany for 3 weeks, hopefully, till July ending. The Nigerian wrestling team won't start competing till August 5th and will likely join the Olympic Games village 4 days to the Olympic events. With Sports Update, Gifts George, NTA News.
That's nationwide for today. Thanks so much for your time. I am Jumba Yusuf.